associated with studying. My family would absolutely hate it if I actually tried to leave and do something by myself. I am stressed about my future and where I want to end up going. And welcome to a new episode of Your Comfort Sisters Diary. Today I am in a completely different setting. As you can tell, I am in my bedroom and it is quite messy. I am actually currently filming a video. Inshallah you'll be able to see it, where I am actually cleaning up my bedroom, but it's literally like the beginning of January and I moved back home in June last year. My room is still messy, as you can tell with everything behind me. This bag actually has stuff that I want to sell on Vinted, so I have stuff in there. You can tell, like I have a pillow, and then I have like a teddy bear that I want to actually sell and clean up. So I'm cleaning up my bedroom right now, but it is still pretty much messy. So I want to be able to talk about the topic in this kind of environment because it's pretty much reflecting what I'm going to talk about today. I'm talking about post-grad depression, pretty much what I've been going through at the moment and for the past couple of months. When I was in uni, obviously when you're in uni and when you're living in an accommodation by yourself, you crave being at home with your family and being surrounded by people. And that's pretty much what I craved. But then when I came back home for the holidays, I felt like it wasn't fulfilled. Like I felt like when I came back home, like everyone was just in their own routines, doing their own stuff, having food at their own times. Yeah, literally one of my family members came upstairs, so I don't know literally if they can hear me or not. But yeah, so I was saying that everyone is just so in their schedules and so what they're doing that we're all living individual lives. And it pretty much hit me the December holidays before the end of my uni year. So when I was in uni, pretty much my family would contact me. It was just mostly my sister that I would contact the most, and then it would be my dad who just like would contact me like now and then, and he would just like check up on me. And the thing is, like with my dad, is that if you're inside the house, like he's not really going to do anything with you, if you know what I mean. My dad isn't that kind of person that does anything with you. Like even having a conversation with him can be difficult. And so pretty much it would just be whenever I leave the house or whenever I was in uni, he would be checking up if I was safe, other than wanting to do anything with his children. So when I came like back home and when I moved in June, we didn't really do anything like as a family, and the setting of the room and like coming back into my childhood bedroom, like it didn't feel like home as it was before. When I grew up and I was in like growing up in secondary school, this room was associated with studying. I used to study a lot in this room, and I'm currently under my bed. So my bed is above me, and then over here you can see it is the desk, and you can see the chair. So I pretty much studied in this room, so it felt very weird to come back to this room and just to be like, what do I do now? And pretty much because my family didn't really have anything to do, like I would have loved to actually go on holiday after you graduate. Many people who graduate usually go on holiday and go to a different country. Again, my family's not the type to actually go on holiday, and even if we do want to go on holiday, it just doesn't turn out the best. And you know, things don't go the way it should be, or the fact that or the fact that my dad wouldn't want to spend on anything. For example, we went to France when I was in year 8 for my birthday, and we didn't even get a single croissant. Like, who does that? Who goes to France and does not get a single croissant? And my dad was very, very cautious about how much money he spends on stuff. And it just led to so many arguments on the trip. And that makes it even harder because I have pretty much been in the UK for a very long time. And, you know, for like the last time I've been out of the country, and I went to Ireland. I was born in Ireland, by the way, if you guys can tell by my accent. I have an Irish accent. It's just a light Irish accent, but I moved here 10 years ago, and I went back to Ireland in 2017. So it has been nearly 10 years since I've actually been out of the country. Like, I have not been to any other country. Actually, no. I'm lying. I went out of the country for a school trip to Germany, and that was in year 10. So that was in 2019 that I went out of the country. So it's been like 7 years, nearly 7 years since I've been out of the country. So I've been craving to go out of the country and to able to experience like different environments, different cultures, different foods, like the nature and the weather, and just feeling so much better afterwards. Like, I want to experience all of that. I really want to experience all of that. And it sucks that I'm unable to. My family would absolutely hate it if I actually tried to leave and do something by myself. And not too long ago, I actually did go to Scotland. And, you know, Alhamdulillah, I'm super grateful. I went and stayed at my friend's place, and my family actually let me go there, Alhamdulillah. And that was actually like my first solo trip to anywhere. And that's the closest that I've actually been to getting out of the country, I would say so. But, you know, I would have loved if my family would have planned something to go somewhere to another country. And that would have been amazing. And if we didn't have like so much tension within the family, because with our family, if we try to sit down and have dinner, there's so much tension on the table that I can just feel it. Like, I'm sitting there and I have to be very cautious with what I say. And it's often that my dad ends up giving us some knowledge about something. And my dad is seen as the most knowledgeable in the family. He's been brought up like that. Sitting on the table is actually very hard because it's mainly just my dad just talking and on the table, and if he tries to say something, like, I'm just like, oh, am I gonna offend somebody on the table? And I wish it was more comforting and welcoming when you sit on a table and having dinner with each other and just laughing and just joking, but that didn't happen. And we barely have dinners. We only, like, whenever we celebrate something. And yeah, you know, that ain't easy. And then on top of that, with like arguments that happen in the family, arguments in my family is actually pretty tough, I would say so. And, you know, I think it's pretty much a thing that does happen in some families where you have an argument and then you don't talk for months. Like, you don't talk for months and you don't talk for a long time. And that's because the communication in my family is actually like, it's not great, the communication in our family. Like, if you try to talk to somebody about your problems and then they don't end up listening to you, they don't try to listen to you, they don't try to understand where you're coming from. So with all of that all mixed up, I don't feel at home being here, particularly in Asian households that experience this. So I do want to give out my experience to you guys, because I know a lot of you guys will be able to relate to this kind of experience, and it has led to me wanting to pretty much spend time by myself more than I should be spending by myself, really. Yeah. Like, if you don't have a job, then you're not really earning a lot of money to actually move out, because on top of not feeling like you're home, you also are so stressed about what your future is. And for me, I am stressed about my future and where I want to end up going, and am I actually pursuing the right thing? Am I actually, like, are all my efforts put into YouTube? Is it going to go somewhere? Is it going to grow? I don't know, and it's really up to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It really is. And on my vision board, I have that, like, if Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, it's on my vision board. I'm not going to show you my vision board just yet because I want it to be just for me. And then at the end of the year, I'll show you my vision board. But on my vision board, I have, Allah doesn't put a dream into your heart without providing you the capabilities of accomplishing it. So it really reminds me that when I was really, really young, like, I'm not even joking, y'all, but I grew up with a camera around me. My dad used to film me quite a lot, so there's a lot of videos of me when I was younger. So I think that's pretty much been putting that into my head of filming myself for you guys and really putting myself out there because I've grown up with the camera around me, and that's really put a dream into my heart. And I know that if in my mind, if I'm really passionate about YouTube, I think I'm going to try to grow on YouTube. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will provide me, and He is providing me the capabilities of accomplishing YouTube. And another quote that I put on is, don't compare your journey to others. Allah writes a unique story for every soul. And that's another thing, is that I've been comparing myself to other people, being like, oh, they got a job, they went on to masters, and I, like, what am I doing? And you shouldn't do that, because Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has a career for you, has a path for you to go on. You just have to trust Him. Like, right now, I'm feeling like my life is like paused, and nothing's really happening. Like, I'm not going through any highs right now. I'm not achieving so much right now. Trying to focus on your own self, and it's not easy. It's not easy trying to focus on your own self and focusing on where you're heading, because a lot of people can ask you questions. That is another thing. So after uni, a lot of people are asking you questions of where you are going, what are you doing? Pretty much that when people ask you where you're heading, don't be under the pressure of telling them everything that you do, because I'm not going to tell them about my YouTube career. And my YouTube career is, it's something that is like close to me, and I really hope that you guys actually just feel the amount of comfort that I feel as well. And yeah, just don't feel pressured to actually tell people that you're not feeling great. You are so stressed about your career. You are so stressed about where you want to go. You don't feel like you're at home. You feel like a failure. Like, you don't have to tell people that. You don't have to tell people things that you don't want to tell people. And it's fine to say that you're still looking for an opportunity, and because it's your life at the end of the day. And I think you can get so wrapped up into other people's expectations that you often forget, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? Like, where do you want to head? What is in your heart right now that you want to pursue? If you really want to become a designer and you just graduated in a degree of economics, become a designer. Go ahead and become a designer. It's never too late to do something that you've always been wanting to do. Always just go with what your heart is telling you. And if you don't know what your heart is telling you, and you don't know where you're heading, and you don't know if this is actually what has been something that you've been wanting to do, then it's okay. You need to really sit with yourself and be like, it's okay. Like, you know, it's okay to not know what you're doing and not know where you're going. And that's why it's very important to try out so many things in life, because there will be just one thing that clicks. And once it clicks, then it will never unclick. Once it clicks, it will definitely be with you, and it will definitely be something that you will love doing and you look forward to doing, and you'll actually put in so much effort into it, and you would wake up looking forward to doing it, and then you would actually enjoy it, and you can see yourself doing it for the rest of your life. And it's also okay to not do it for the rest of your life, to do multiple things during your life. So yeah, the really pretty much another quote that I have on here is, put Allah first and you'll never be last. And as a Muslim, if you put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first, I did talk about it in my last podcast episode. If you are just doubting about what is going to happen in your future, and you are in the moment where your life is at pause, like my life is at pause, then trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and knowing that He has a plan for you. Like, my dream is a rose, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan is the whole bouquet of roses. So I have literally a diagram over here, which I'll actually just pop over here just to show you guys, saying that there is something written for you, and for you to actually go ahead and do something that is pretty much in your mind, and doing the things that you've been wanting to do during uni. And you know, I've been bullet journaling, I have been crocheting, those are the things I have been doing, and those are the things that I've been wanting to do during uni. And I have been bullet journaling a bit during uni, but I dropped it in my third year, so to come back and doing it again is really nice. So do the things that you've been wanting to do during uni. That definitely does help, because when you're in uni and you have so many assignments and you're literally just taking out your brain, then when you graduate, all you want to do is the things that you've been sitting there during uni being like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z when I graduate from uni. And now that you've graduated from uni, do the X, Y, and Z. Like, nothing's stopping you from doing the X, Y, and Z. And don't let other people try to push you in any direction. That's pretty much the end of my podcast. I hope you did like this podcast, and I hope this did resonate with you in some way. Like always, if you have anything that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in another episode.